And it's a telltale sign of someone who is trying to find answers to some very important decisions that he needs to make in life.
Cue suspenseful sting. Gasps optional. Okay, so tell me why Prince Harry has gone off-grid in Africa for 3 days with no phone, no Meghan, and no kids. Just him and one woman, Tanya T.J. Jenkins. Insiders say this wasn't a family getaway. No, this was a man running to the one person he trusts when he's spiraling. And he's spiraling. Whispers around town are saying the same thing. Harry is conflicted, not just stressed, not just tired dad in Montecito vibes. We're talking deep marital uncertainty here. And the evidence? Oh, honey, it just keeps adding up. Flashback to the last time Harry ran to Tanya Jenkins? It was during his breakup with Chelsea Davy. Yes, that Chelsea. Tanya has always been his Southern African mom, a woman he seeks out when he's standing at a life crossroads. Back then, it was about ending a relationship. And now? Well, all signs suggest this visit follows the same emotional blueprint. Same woman, same retreat, same energy. What the hell do I do now?
He's missing out on things that he can't have with Meghan in tow. And so he has to make some decisions outside of this relationship with Meghan.
Behind the shiny portraits and curated photo drops, the reality is crackling like a broken tiara. This wasn't a spontaneous safari. It was calculated. Sources say he didn't even speak to Meghan or the kids for 3 full days. No calls, no check-ins, just silence and a lot of thinking.
There should be no way back into the royal fold whatsoever, because that would bring down the monarchy, I think, because there are a lot of people who are very opposed to it that will not tolerate this couple anywhere near the monarchy.
And who wasn't consulted? Doria, which says a lot. This wasn't a family meeting. It was personal. It had to be someone he's known longer, someone he respects. Tanya fits the bill. And that, my dear listener, is what makes this so telling. He didn't bring Meghan. He didn't bring the kids. This wasn't a family retreat. It was an exit strategy consultation.
Where's your future? Where are you going? Where's your family? You literally have no future. You have no prospects for really earning money.
And it doesn't help that Harry is, let's just say it, losing on every front. He's trying to make independent decisions, sure, but he's also never had to do that before. The royal family used to make choices for him. Now he's in Montecito, solo, figuring it out with a woman many are saying is bringing him down. And there's that lingering devastation that even after all the drama, the interviews, the memoir, King Charles is still refusing to meet him in September. That's not just a snub, that's a crown-sized slap in the face. Meanwhile, there's talk of grid sharing his diary, but he's not even sharing it with William directly. It's being handed off like a cursed scroll, from Harry to the king's aides to maybe William? The whole thing screams dysfunction. This is not the confident man of Spare. This is someone backpedaling through protocol, hoping someone throws him a rope. Let's zoom in on Tanya Jenkins. This isn't a casual connection. Tanya's the woman Harry seeks out at his lowest, just like during the Chelsea fallout. And this new visit? The transcript couldn't be clearer. He needed clarity. He needed guidance. He didn't ask Meghan. He didn't ask his team. He went straight to the one person who's seen him before the royal exit, before the Netflix deals, before the drama. He's trying to recalibrate, alone. And it's not lost on anyone that this clarity retreat involved no wife, no kids, no phones, and possibly no return ticket to the same old dynamic. The perception game? Oh, it's unraveling. People are noticing. They're noticing how Harry keeps playing ball with the palace, but from outside the gate. This latest diary drama, he's saying, look, I'll stop being a bugger, but it's giving too little, too too late. Charlotte Griffith even walked back her original report, now saying he's not directly communicating with William, but going through palace aides. And let's be real, if you can't call your brother directly, that's not reconciliation. That's royal bureaucracy in a tuxedo. And Meghan, people are watching her every move, like how she conveniently releases photos of Lilibet right after Kate does a charity appearance. The timing isn't subtle. So now, whispers say, a split is brewing. Not a relationship one, a brand divorce. Rumors swirl that Sydney's team is considering backing out of future campaigns, quietly fading into more editorial-focused lanes. Some say she's reevaluating her partnerships. Others claim she's been distant from AE since the backlash hit. Doesn't involve matching Spotify mugs? Let's rewind to the glossy days of 2018. Meghan and Givenchy, Harry beaming like he just invented empathy, the global press fainting at every Sussex side-eye, the wedding, the Oprah interview, the Time cover. They were the it couple of transatlantic drama, part royal, part Netflix pilot, all perfectly lit. The promise? Reinvent the monarchy for millennials. The reality? A reality show without the cameras? Or maybe too many cameras?
He was in such a state that he couldn't do anything else, right? And although it doesn't absolutely help him in his career as a royal or was a royal, but I just think that he was just falling to pieces.
But then came the oh no, we actually have to deliver phase. Remember Meghan's podcast that sounded like a trauma TED Talk wrapped in a press release? Or Harry's press tour where he gave Lost Boy with publishing deal energy? Sources close to the crown, meaning people on Twitter with very expensive opinions, said tensions were boiling. Meghan was reportedly screaming after Netflix threatened to cancel their deal. Screaming. And Harry? Well, he packed up and flew to Botswana like a man fleeing not just a house, but a brand strategy gone wrong. He didn't just ghost Meghan, he ghosted himself. And let's not forget, Charlotte Griffins, Meghan's newest royal fanfic ghostwriter, buried this story under fluffier nonsense, because apparently a prince going MIA for 3 days is less important than whether Kate re-wore a blazer.
He's going to absolutely tear them to pieces again. So that's his thank you for going back.
Now onto the real tea, Harry's Botswana retreat, his reunion with TJ Evans, his maternal figure from the Diana days. Coincidence or strategic soul-searching? Some say he was seeking advice. Others say he was rehearsing an escape route, away from the Sussex brand, away from the suffocating Montecito monoculture. And guess what? A little birdie says he might have even brought up Chelsea Davy. Yes, that Chelsea, the one who actually got away. Is this nostalgia, or is Harry circling the drain of what could have been? Meanwhile, Meghan's allegedly playing chess with Netflix and Hollywood gatekeepers to stay in the game. Except every move looks more like checkers with a broken board.
And if they're let loose, they will absolutely pull the royal family and everybody around them down.
Let's zoom out. Public perception in shambles. Twitter's memeing prince of panic attacks. Reddit threads are tracking Meghan's disappearing inner circle like it's a true crime doc. Even the Daily Telegraph, a royalist fortress, ran a piece begging Charles to forgive his prodigal son. Forgive him for what? Ghosting a dying father, trashing the family on Oprah, and releasing a memoir with more sibling shade than a Kardashian group chat? Meanwhile, Meghan's peace-offering press splits, hi Charlotte Griffiths, is giving desperation with a side of curated beige. The public isn't buying it, and neither is Buckingham Palace. When even Queen Camilla is getting more sympathy than you, it might be time to log off. And now, the finale, because here's what insiders are murmuring over iced lattes and NDA-protected brunches. Harry's gearing up to play his hand. No more placating, no more, yes, Meg, he's not folding anymore. September could be the showdown, a meeting with King Charles that isn't just about diaries or well-child galas, it's about picking a side. And Meghan, she's reportedly not invited. Netflix is waiting, the tabloids are circling, and Meghan, darling, this post-divorce special better be Oscar bait, because in your world, failure isn't the end. The world's most eligible sad boy, Prince Gingerbread himself. Suddenly, she's sipping tea with the Queen and curtsying for clicks. The media went wild. Glossy covers, charity photo ops, a wedding that looked like a Hallmark movie with a Buckingham budget. Oprah came calling. Spotify handed over millions for a podcast that sounded like a TED Talk wrapped in a Pinterest board. But even then, beneath the coordinated neutrals and rescue dog selfies, something felt fake, overproduced, over-rehearsed. The image was flawless because it had to be. And eventually, the filters cracked, and so did the facade. We should have known when the staff turnover hit Olympic relay levels. One personal assistant, gone. Communications head, gone. Nannies, gone. Pals like Jessica Mulroney, muted. You don't just ghost your glam squad without whispers. The problem wasn't just the palace. Some say it was the mirror. Rumblings from ex-employees about diva demands, cold silence in team meetings, and PR strategies that would make Kris Jenner say, "Honey, tone it down." By 2022, even the sourdough starter at Archewell was allegedly giving up.
They're poised to sign a first look deal, which means nothing, by the way. They'd get absolutely no money.
And then came the flop era. Spotify canceled them faster than a problematic YouTuber. Their animated series Pearl axed. That $20 million podcast deal dissolved into a mess of ghostwriters and Oprah aftershocks. As Everwine, supposedly sold out in an hour, but small batch was code for boutique-sized embarrassment. Even Target said, "We're good." Netflix reportedly rolled their eyes so hard the boardroom spun. The big Netflix exclusive documentary had one good week, then vanished, like Harry's hairline. The Obamas exited with grace. Meghan and Harry left behind a scorched streaming deal and some very confused executives. As the buzz died, so did the budget.
Getting Markled has become slang, synonymous on social media as a term for a personal brand tarnished or hurt by associating with the former senior working royals.
But oh, don't cry for Montecito just yet. The Duchess has new chess pieces. Enter Tracy Robbins, wife of Paramount CEO Brian Robbins. Beyoncé concerts, Bob Marley premieres, charcuterie girl dinners with just enough press coverage. Meghan's not just networking, she's planting seeds in Malibu soil. Word is, she's eyeing a first-look deal with Paramount. Translation, they'll listen politely before ghosting. And let's not forget the silent flutters between Harry and old pals of the palace. Could a reconciliation be afoot? Or just another PR move to court sympathy, and maybe a billionaire for brand revival? But here's where the fairy dust really settles: public perception. Even the most loyal Megxit defenders are going mute. Meme accounts are savage. Flop era is now a genre. The couple's personal brand has shifted from aspirational to exhausting. Media fatigue has set in. People don't hate them, they're just over them. The magic is gone, replaced with cringe. Not even Chrissy Teigen's cookbook club can revive this PR patient. And remember when Meghan said Netflix was her business partner in global vision? That aged like a forgotten avocado in the sun.
There ain't no money. She's not got any money. And they are rip-roaring through Prince Harry's spare royalties. They are rip-roaring through his inheritance from the Queen Mother, not to mention the little nest egg from Princess Diana.
And now comes the icy finale. Murmurs, real murmurs of divergent paths. She's not folding anymore, one insider whispers. She's about to play her hand. Harry, reportedly homesick. Meghan, reportedly booking strategy brunches with everyone but her husband. The hand-holding is now stagey, the synergy shaky, and in her world, failure is just the setup for reinvention. You heard it here first. The fairy tale may not be over, but Act 3 is about to get real messy. Grab your popcorn. Photogenic. But darling, that fairy tale? Turns out the real story might have more plot twists than House of Cards.
Honestly, the bump in this image looks unnaturally firm, high, and foldable.
Because let's be honest, the cracks were always there. The bump wasn't just a bump, it was performance art. It sat high, firm, and, let's be generous, unusually foldable. Late-term pregnancies don't behave like that. And those videos where the belly moved independently of the body, let's just say maternity wear usually doesn't double as origami. Even post-birth, things looked anatomically avant-garde. The placement of the belly, the body proportions, the mysteriously unengorged bust. It didn't scream, just gave birth. It screamed, props department, scene 1. And once the palace doors shut, so did the brand deals. The podcast flopped. Netflix quietly ghosted those ambitious animated dreams. Hollywood wasn't calling, not unless it was to say, sorry, we've gone in another direction. Turns out, monetizing royal status isn't that simple when you're no longer royal enough. And here's the kicker. She was offered the chance to keep acting, to stay in the game, to have a career. Other royal-adjacent actresses did it gracefully. But no, that wasn't the plan. Because this wasn't about roles on screen. This was about owning the narrative, owning the brand, and cashing in on the crown. The only problem? The crown doesn't do co-branding.
My take on it is that she went into the royal family intending to commercialize.
When the Queen said no to half in, half out, it all